Hello guys, I thought I'd give you a quick run through the barbecues we're using for my my cook tonight, later on tonight. And this is a good example of the three types of barbecues. All of them you can use for smoking. I've also got some gas barbecues as well. I think they do have their place, obviously not for smoking so much, but certainly for your grilling, for searing, that sort of thing. I will never stop using a gas barbecue either. But anyway, we're talking about low and slow at the moment. So this is the kettle barbecue. This is actually the first one I ever bought, and probably needs no explanation. Everyone knows someone who's got one. You've probably got one yourself. You can pay anything, you know, $300–400 for your Weber brands. This one is like 60 bucks. It still does an amazing job. You can actually set this up for low and slow if you really want to. You can put a water pan in here, some heat beads, and sort of go the snake method, which I'll talk about a bit later. But this is a really good starting barbecue. If you really want to get into low and slow and you don't want to invest a lot of money to start with, go with this one. The other thing I will say as well, with low and slow, any sort of smoking, the first thing you probably want to do is, after you watch enough TV, you probably want to go and get a big brisket and want to smoke that. My advice is, if you're doing this for a first time, don't do that. Get yourself some chicken wings. Chicken wings still taste nice, they're cheap, you can get used to maintaining your temperature with your smoker, you can get used to how it works. Try it with a cheaper meat like chicken wings, you can still get a good result, but you know, if you fail, it's no big deal. I first did it with chicken wings in my other smoker, which I'll show you in a minute, and I put far too much water in the water pan. My wife was going crazy hungry because I didn't have it ready till 11 o'clock, and even then I had to put it in the oven. So it's all about learning. So yeah, go simple to start with. Okay, moving on is this one here, and this is the bullet smoker. So this is the first, well, this is the second smoker I got for when I was first starting to really get into the whole low and slow process. We went to one of our favourite restaurants called Low and Slow. They're in Port Adelaide. Big shout out to them, they're awesome. And I was talking to the guys, and they actually suggested a bullet smoker as a way of first, you know, if you really want to get into your smoking, use a bullet smoker. So basically what this is, there's different types. Weber make them. This is a Fornetto. So these are really good. They've got clamps. You can actually clamp the lids down. So it's really, really good at holding the heat in. And basically, to show you how it works, so you've got the lid, you've got a thermometer there, and it actually comes in pieces. So tonight, when I smoke, what I'll be doing is, so there's a grill plate there, and then here we've actually got what we call a water pan, and this is what I was talking about when I first tried to smoke. I filled up this very big water pan with far too much water, and I was wondering why I couldn't get heat. So this is the water pan here, and that's what you put some water in. I'll probably put some boiling water in. I'll probably put a couple of litres in to start with tonight. I probably won't put a lot in at all. And this is of course the pit where everything works. So, and this is what we call the menu method. So what we've done here is filled it up with heat beads. You can see there I've taken out a circle of heat beads, and what I've done, I've put them in the chimney over here, which I'll just follow me. So this is my chimney. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm actually going to just sit this on the bottom of this grill here, and I'm going to light these up. Once they light up, they're nice and white, they're hot, where they're going to pour the chimney just in here. So what that'll do, you've got it hot in the middle here, and then over time the heat burns out really slowly, and that's how you get that long cook. With the wood, of course, you do smoke with wood. I'll probably put the pork on this one tonight. So I'm using this stuff. This is hickory wood. I actually get this imported from a place called Aroma Woods. They're really, really good. Get on them. And then I've also picked up some apple wood as well. So I use a bit of apple wood and some hickory wood. Now that's all the wood I'm going to use for the entire smoking process. So the 3 chunks of that and a couple of apple woods. You don't want to over smoke your meat. Some people put far too much wood in there, and all you get is a real strong smoke taste. Some people like a real strong smoke taste, but I find this is plenty of smoke just by using this. Okay, and the last one, I'm just going to put this back over here so I can get out of the road. And this is the most recent barbecue I got. This is the pellet grill. So how this works is, this is very much a set and forget. It's almost, people said it's the microwave of barbecuing, and that's a pretty good description. You've got a temperature control gauge here, and you really just turn this on, set it to what they call a smoke cycle, let it smoke for a couple of minutes, set your temperature. This will read out the temperature, and once it gets to the temperature here, now this is in Celsius obviously, but you can get them in Fahrenheit. Being in Australia, it's Celsius. So I'll set mine tonight to 121. Once it's 121, it will pretty much take care of itself. To give you a really quick rundown of how it works, basically you've got pellets in here. So it looks a bit like chicken feed. So these are the pellets, and this is what they call a hopper. So this thing's actually full of pellets. And I've got a mixture here of hickory and cherry pellets. I basically buy a bag of hickory and a bag of cherry, and I like to mix them up. I think it just takes a really good flavour. You cannot really over smoke these with this. This is fantastic, particularly with cooking larger meats. I found, like, I'll throw the briskets in here because I know that it'll take care of itself pretty much. And so what happens is when I turn it on, there's like an augular, I think they call it, and it will feed through these pellets. And basically all it's going to do, there's like a fire pot in here, and it'll light up the pellets as it needs, and it'll just maintain the temperature. And then the smoke of course comes out of this as well. So this is a really, really good one when you're doing overnight cooks, because it really is set and forget. This one here, the bullet smoker I was talking about, that pretty much does take care of itself. Sometimes you do have to monitor the heat, and how you do that is you actually adjust the vents on the side. But again, and this is why I was going back to use something like chicken wings, particularly if you're starting out with something like that, because you really want to get used to how it all works. So that's a general overview of my barbecues, what I'm using later on tonight. Have a good day, guys. Bye.